What's up, guys? Somebody posted in the group recently a question concerning strength in BJJ. The question was, does the culture of technique over strength lead to more injuries in Jiu Jitsu? This is an interesting question, phrased interestingly. I would say that the answer is no, and this is the response I gave in the group. The reason is the culture that this person is referring to, the culture of technique over strength in Jiu Jitsu, refers to the simple fact, the simple knowledge, general knowledge, that being stronger or using strength won't necessarily help you refine your technique, refine your art, refine the science of Jiu Jitsu. It doesn't help you get better at Jiu Jitsu when you are learning the art or when you are refining an aspect of your Jiu Jitsu training. Rickson Gracie talked a lot about making himself weaker than the weakest person in his class to really zero in on weaknesses in his technique and amplify the strength of his technique. He would find ways to limit himself during training, during sparring training, all this kind of stuff, so that he became weaker than the weakest people in his class, so that he was forced to have better technique. His technique was forced to get sharper, to get stronger, to get more powerful, because he consciously wasn't relying on strength. Is this to say that strength doesn't have a place in Jiu Jitsu? Not at all. Strength, when it comes to the competitive aspect of the sport, is something that you must overlay onto your technique when you're actually competing, or when you're in the mood for a hard roll. Absolutely, strength comes in. Strength is a huge factor when it comes to competition. Guys, I'm interrupting this video just to let you know that currently I'm giving away the Invincible Jiu Jitsu Recovery Protocol. Click the link in the description and you'll be granted free lifetime access to the 10-video training. In this, you'll learn scientifically backed yet incredibly simple techniques to supercharge your recovery between training sessions. Whether that's training on the mat or in the gym, it doesn't matter. If you're exhausted after a session, and by the time you come to your next session you're still exhausted, then this is the protocol for you. In just minutes, if you know how, you'll be able to engage your healing and recovery system on demand. So when you finish watching this video, click the link below and gain access to your free recovery training. And we can see this by the fact that in Jiu Jitsu, most of the athletes, most of the competitive athletes are on steroids. That's an open secret, if you will, in the Jiu Jitsu community. Steroids and strength enhancement, performance enhancement is a huge thing in Jiu Jitsu. It's because people recognize the importance of strength when it comes to competition. The other place, or the other area that strength plays an important role, and this goes back to the question the person asked originally in regards to injuries in Jiu Jitsu. You have to have some strength to prevent yourself from getting hurt. Technique will carry you so far, but when you are sparring hard against someone who's bigger, heavier, stronger, having a little bit of strength to protect your joints, to protect your ligaments, to protect yourself is imperative. And this is perhaps where strength training comes in, to strengthen those joints, to keep your body strong and supple, to prevent injuries, and then when you have the strength from your strength training to overlay onto your jiu-jitsu technique when you get into competition, then you have another benefit, as we've already discussed. But when it comes to training, when it comes to getting better at jiu-jitsu itself, strength, if you rely on strength, it will be to your detriment. Your technique, the increase in the efficacy of your technique will grind to a halt. So to reiterate, does the culture of technique over strength in jiu-jitsu lead to more injuries? No, it doesn't. It leads to a better understanding of the technique. Does a lack of strength in jiu-jitsu hinder you in competition and hinder you when it comes to preventing injuries? Yes, it probably does.